Thank you.
Not personally.
All right. First, I want to start off with thanking the University of Maryland and the Hillmans for the opportunity to build this, what will be a great hotel, convention center, and garage. I want to thank, before I get going into the bulk of the speech, is my men that have built this job, the Schuster guys. This team of guys has been absolutely wonderful. They have went through, this job has had a lot of changes. I've had a lot of personnel changes. Internally, I've changed a lot of crews in and out. That's very difficult to do. This team of men has done a fabulous job of building this building with all the curveballs that have been thrown at them by both design and by my company, by myself, I guess. I want to thank the superintendent, Daniel Martinez. He's been our superintendent for the job. Mark Anderson is our project manager. Luis Morita is the guy who has run our parking garage as the superintendent. We have we have one batch plant here, but our batch plant managers. I want to thank our crane operators. Day in and day out, those crane operators, one being Bill, I just saw him in the back there. Salvina is another lady that runs cranes for us. You know, we have, or have had at times, as much as like 80 or 90 men. Those guys and women, they keep us safe day in and day out. There's a host of foremen, Borjas being one of them, Demas, Gerber, Rocky, Angel. I can't sit here and name everybody, but I want a big special thanks and a big special round of applause for what they have done. I do not want to forget, I can't name everybody, but I do not want to forget every other guy that has been on this project, carpenters, laborers. Your work is much appreciated. I want to start off with talking a little bit about the relationship that we have or have built on this project. This job started with a Mark Jordan. I don't know where Mark is, but Mark Jordan started calling me. In the very beginning, I was not the concrete contractor. I'm sure he was talking to my competitor. But the thing was, they called, they talked, they asked questions. I think I was a help. I tried to be a help, and I was glad to be a part of that team. I was also given the opportunity to go and sit. Like I said, I was not the concrete guy. We were not the chosen people, but to sit with their architects and their structural engineers. I know Steph, there goes my speech, great. There it goes. I'm good. I want to mention that, like I said, we were able to sit with Steph Rogers, the Greenberg at their office, once again, early before this thing was ever even awarded, just to talk about constructability, to talk about whether or not something should be steel, something should be concrete, what type of spans could we do. It was just the fact that the way the Southern management team works is they asked the guy who's building it, they asked the contractors themselves, what do you think? And we were able to put our input in very early before the bids ever even went in. Once that bid was going in and the bidding process moved forward, it always comes down to time and money. I know that. I think we all know that time and money is what people talk about. But we were given an opportunity to put our input in. So when the time and the money, there was a relationship that had been built. There's an award, there's a place where you go and you bid. You hope to be the low guy, you hope to be the guy doing the job. We were awarded the project, and I felt like we were given it because it was the best value. It wasn't just the cheapest guy in the room. Richard, David, Kenny, Mark, Mike Delano, every one of them we worked with through that process. And we were able to get the job. We won the job. I want to kind of tell you guys, when we had the job, we were awarded the job. Believe it or not, the cranes that you see standing behind me were physically in the building. That is a true statement. They were physically in the building, and we bid this job with a plan to hand carry the last floor. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but the hand carry the last floor. That's how we took this job on. And we worked together as a team, and things changed. Actually, I think there were some favors done by local airports or some hard work on your guys' end that the crane was able to rise out of the building, and we didn't have to hand carry it. I bet my guys didn't know that. We were going to hand carry the last floor. So the job has been challenging. The job has had a lot of changes to it. The job has changed in geometry. There's been a lot of architectural change, structural changes. It's been challenging. What I like about it is if you're working on a job that goes well, and it's easy. If you're working with any client and the job's going as well, everything goes as planned, as a contractor, you're probably going to do fine. But if you have a lot of changes or problems or issues on a job, and I'm not saying this job was a disaster, I just said it had a lot of changes. It had challenges. The fact that we were able to build this building with the Hillmans, with Southern Management, with their team, and be a part of that team, we were treated fairly. And if any other contractor in this room, you know what I'm talking about. All you can ask for if a job's not going perfectly is to be treated fairly. And with the Hillmans, I know that. I know if the job goes great, it's going to be great. But I also know that if the job goes marginal, questionable, has issues, we will be treated fairly. And for that, I got to tell you guys, I could ask for nothing more, and I appreciate it. So I just want to end with, once again, thanking the University of Maryland, thanking the Hillman family, thanking Southern Management and the team of guys that I get to work with day in and day out. This relationship is wonderful for Schuster, and we appreciate it, and we value it. We look at it as a priceless relationship. Thank you.
Thank you a lot. The next person I want to bring up to the podium is Mr. David Hillman. Just in case someone in this room doesn't know who this man is, he's the CEO of Southern Management. Am I correct? I want to share just some numbers with you. I don't know if your son shared this with you yet or not. He's keeping it a secret. Good, thank you. I appreciate that. To date, start at the end of this day, we're hovering right around 300,000 hours on this job with 0 lost workdays. Okay? That's a goal. That's what the safety guy likes to see, 0 lost workdays. Let me just give you what that equals. 10 workers working 14 and a half years without a lost time injury. 5 workers working 29 years, almost an entire career, without a lost time injury. Or 1 worker working 145 years without a lost time injury. I hope that drives those numbers home really well for you. Thank you.
He was keeping it a secret. I just want to welcome everybody. These events are generally for the workers. It's sort of a goodbye to the concrete guys. You heard from Dan Wixer, but they're not finished yet. The garage is going up some more. So don't leave yet, guys. I want to take the opportunity. A lot of our subcontractors are here, and I want to thank them for the great job they've done. Everybody give them a hand, please. And I'm going to share a secret with you. Southern Management is about 50 years old. We've been in Prince George's County for those entire 50 years. We started a couple miles from here. We're doing this without a general contractor. We're apartment people. We do some management. We do some renovations, but we're not builders. That's an illusion you see over there. And I have to say, in my 50 years, and I've been around construction and renovation and all that for a long time, I have never seen a team like what's been assembled in our trailer. I call them the trailer dwellers, but they are terrific. And I think we can build circles around anybody that calls himself a builder. So, we've had a lot of partners in this project. The University of Maryland, Dr. Lowe, who's going to say a few words, especially. I think the negotiations were harder than the building, but we'll keep that to ourselves. Danielle Glaros is here. She's going to come up too. She's our council member for this district. She was very instrumental in helping us get this done, along with her former boss, Eric Olson. The most important person that's helped us is our county executive, Rashern Baker. He's been the chief, I'm going to get censored for this, the chief ass kisker. With his sidekick, Brad Frome. But the DPI people, ordinarily people that do the permitting and the plan reviewing and all that, they're an impediment. That has not been the case on this project. The DPI people, and I hope they're here, I don't see them because I can't see, but they have kept this project right on track and kept it moving. And as Mr. Wixer said, we've had a lot of issues on this project. The building is actually weeks ahead of the plans. And if you think it's easy to build without plans, I have a position for you. So I've said enough. I will ask Mr. Baker and Danielle to come up.
Thank you, David. And I'm pretty confident there's not an illusion over here. If it is, it's a pretty amazing one. And David, you definitely are a developer. Not only are you developing this hotel, you're developing another hotel just north of here, which is probably equally as dear to me, the Cambria, and I can't wait till we get to open that hotel as well. So you are a developer. And please don't think anything else. I also want to thank the gentleman here because, frankly, this building is only coming out of the ground because of you. Kenny, your entire team, we couldn't get here without you. And so thank you for all of the hard work you've put into this building. My son, who's about 6, we drive by this building pretty frequently. He has loved watching it go up out of the ground as much as I have. And it's all because of your hard work. And I hope you take enjoyment out of that and know how important that has been for Prince George's County. And I think for most of you here, you know this is a hotel and conference center project. But it also will have the Red Door Spa. It will have a restaurant by Mike Franklin. It will have a restaurant by Mike Isabella. And it will have conference room space as well as incubator space. But for me, this is just not simply a hotel. And it's definitely not just a transformative project. We have transformative projects on this corridor. We're seeing it built by Toll Brothers, Terrapin Row. We've seen Landmark come out of the ground. We've seen Varsity. We have Monument and Metropolitan moving forward. But this project is more than just a transformative project. It is absolutely a tipping point project along Baltimore Avenue. And it's more than just, and I say that because this is the project that is going to make everything else that we have dreamt of here in College Park, at the University of Maryland, in Prince George's County happen. This is the project that links everything else. The Brendan Aribi Center, the FlexL folks that we just talked about last week when we visited their project. One of the comments that they made when they spoke is now they will be able to take have their clients stay here at a hotel and then show them the product that they are inventing for them just a few blocks away. The Art House project that will come online later this year. The visitors that will come to the University of Maryland associated with every athletic event. This is the project that is making everything else we have dreamt on along the corridor happen. And several years ago, it was Malcolm Gladwell that coined the term the tipping point. Many of you might remember the book he wrote many years ago. And he talked about it as this moment in time where this sort of great mass, great energy that sort of takes you to that next point. And then everything starts to fall into place. Everything gets easier. That could have not happened without David and Suzanne Hillman. It couldn't happen without their vision. It couldn't happen without their determination. sheer stubbornness at points, absolute persistence to deal with challenges along the way. David, Suzanne, and I, we met on this project. I was a chief of staff then, now the county council member, but we met actually walking right here where the garage is being built. I learned then that their relationship is more than just a marriage. It is really a true partnership. And she might be a little bit behind the scenes now, but I know she's always looking at the numbers on this project and every other project of David's. And it really was their conviction and their belief in College Park, the university, and Prince George's County that got us to this point. Because I have no doubt that no one else would have done this project except for David and Suzanne Hillman. And so I'm absolutely grateful for you, and I want to give a hand of applause now. And I guess the last thing I would just say, because I know we have some more Maryland alum in the audience today, and I hope all of us will take the vision that David has set forth, be just as fearless as he has been with this project, and bring more and more projects to Prince George's County, the city of College Park, and the University of Maryland. With that said, I am incredibly honored. I don't usually get to introduce the county executive, but I'm incredibly honored to introduce our partner, our leader here in Prince George's County, Rashawn Baker.
Can we give Danielle another round of applause? She's doing a great job. And Eric Olson, is he out here? Can we give him a round of applause? Former councilmember Eric Olson is still working hard here. I'm not going to be long. Richard, can you stand up? Can we give Richard a round of applause? So, fantastic work here. I mean, everybody is talking about how fast this hotel has gone up. Now, I know David's crazy, so I know you wouldn't leave him in charge of this, but I know your work and the way you've pushed, we appreciate it. And we also want to this is really about the workers. Can we give them a round of applause? And was the barbecue any good? Was the food good? Because that's what, that's how I got my daughter to come with me. And the swag. We'd like the swag. So that's great. But I wanted to meet the young lady who goes up in the crane. Because when I did the tour here, it was early in the morning. They said, she climbs up there really fast and she stays all day. And I was like, you're kidding me. Because first of all, I'm afraid of heights. I said, is there an elevator? They're like, no, she climbs. She is phenomenal. So I made her, take a picture. She's right there in the back. Can we give her a round of applause? Because she right here, you talk about Women's History Month. That's women's history. That's impressive. What I do is easy. And what can I say about Suzanne? She's just, phenomenal. She keeps it going. She works hard. Southern management has been really committed here to the county and to our family personally. And this is just, anytime I get a chance to just hang out with her, it's great. Can we give Suzanne a round of applause? And I know Dr. Lowe's going to come up. And David. Now, I'm trying to think, what can I say about David that could actually be, we were recording this. I wish Brad Fromm was here. We could go through some emails we've had at 3 in the morning. I'll say this. We wanted a conference and hotel center. I think Dr. Lowe is going to talk about that in Prince George's County at the University of Maryland. A top-notch university deserves it. And when I talked to David Hillman, David talked about doing this. And I have to tell you, I don't know anything about construction. I don't know nothing about apartments. I didn't know if David knew anything about construction either or development. Quite frankly, I didn't care. What I did know was David. I knew his commitment to this county. I knew the fact that here's a guy that didn't go to the University of Maryland. Here's a guy that doesn't have to build this hotel and this conference center. He doesn't need it at this point in his life. But his commitment to giving back to this county, to this university, to the people who have helped him and his family, that's what I did know. And so every time he asked me for something, or we asked him, or I bugged him, what I did know at the end of the day, and I know now, that we're going to get the finest hotel conference center built here that's ever been built in the history of Prince George's County, because I know that man. He is the best person. You know, when I met him, I thought, you know, he can't be for real. Because first of all, he was like walking around, he looked like he was lost. I said, oh my God, is that guy in charge of Southern Management? And I think when he met me, he wished he had not met me. I can honestly say this, and I'll stop. I would not be standing here today as county executive if it were not for three people. My wife, Wayne Curry, and David Hillman. That I can guarantee you. Thank you, David. I love you. And our partner, the guy who's doing so much, I am so glad that we came in together. It was timing, it was God that brought us, me as county executive at the right time, but the man who's really turning things around, not just at the University of Maryland, but in Prince George's County, not just College Park, but throughout Prince George's County, our president, Dr. Lowe. Come on up. Go Terps.
Thank you, Executive Baker. What an incredible occasion. Much has been said, and I don't want to repeat it. This is a great project. It's a catalyst for the development of College Park and Prince George's County. I want to focus on the people. I want to look at all of the people who helped are building this facility. Muchas gracias por su trabajo. I want to thank them, and more than that, as soon as I finish my remarks, I will be honored to make you honorary Terps. I want to give you a little turtle pin that you can wear proudly on your shirts, on your, it's similar to this. And the reason it's so important is because you have to remember why we are turtles. The terrapin can only move forward. It never moves backwards. And it moves forward by taking one step at a time and sticking its neck out. That's the story of the University of Maryland. That's what you guys represent. You always go forward. You stick your necks out. You persevere. We're proud of you. Thank you for building the hotel. So I'll go around and give these turtle pins when I finish. And I should say, the pin costs only 75 cents. But since you can only get it from the president, it is priceless. But please don't do what some of the students do. They're putting it on eBay. And it's now going for $18 on eBay. So if you hold on to it, who knows? The price may go up. So let me say something about Rushern Baker. I still remember I've been on the job for 1 month or so, 2 months maybe at the most, and he and Wayne Curry invite me to dinner. And it was a 4 or 5 hour dinner. It was an introduction to Prince George's County. And what I learned from that conversation, and they have been my mentors, is that the University of Maryland has to be seen in the context of the larger surrounding community. That's what I learned from them. Thank you for instilling that perspective in me early on. And you've been a fantastic partner, Rushern. The other story I'd like to share with you, and I hope you don't mind, David. is I went to your office, and we walked around, and I was amazed. You introduced me to all the people who work in Southern Management, your executive team, and other senior staff. It was one of the most diverse workforces I have seen. And furthermore, I remember meeting high-level officials in Southern Management, and you told me this person rose through the ranks. He began by picking up the garbage, and now he is a vice president in my company. But the most remarkable thing is at the end of the tour, we came to this wall, which had all the accolades and awards given to David and to Suzanne. But at the center of that wall was a photograph of David and Suzanne surrounded by about 18, 20 students. And they were the first graduating class of the Hillman's Entrepreneurs Program. It is remarkable how this man gives back to the community, how he makes it possible for young people who are very talented, but don't have the financial means to come to the University of Maryland, get an education, and go on and do great things in the world. And that is when I said, this is the type of man I want to partner with. So David, thank you for your partnership that makes possible this hotel, and indeed it catalyzes far more revitalization of College Park. And Suzanne, thank you too for being part of this partnership. And so again, to all of you, thank you for being here. Thank you for making this fantastic project possible. And I look forward to giving out these turtle pins to the fantastic workers who are building this hotel.
Thank you, Dr. Lowe. Thank you. So just a couple thoughts, standing back and listening to all of our dignitaries speaking. Huh? Oh yeah, keep signing. That's right, I was just told, keep signing. But as I was listening to everyone speak, the thing that came to my mind was vision. And we definitely have someone in charge of this project that has vision. But the vision comes from what I saw with Don Wilkeser, a view from ground level, and how he sees the ground and how he can change it into concrete rising out of the ground. And then Mr. Hillman, a view from the top, looking down, being a part of us, not always looking down, but coming in and being a part of us as well. But that view is very important for us to learn. Dr. Lowe, we look at a vision, a view across the street. So he's seeing the process every day. And then to County Executive Baker and Councilwoman Glaros, a community-wide view. All of those views create and continue the vision that's been here. Thank you so much. Now, guys with the yellow vests on, I have 2 more things to give away, don't I? All right? And going on a tour of the building.
No, I've already saw it.
Is, I'm looking for Kenny Walsh. 715. You got to pick it up. I can't do it.
Very good. Don't go too far.
There you go. Okay.
We have President Love. President. Scott first, everyone. Right here, please. Looking right here. Looking right here.
Mike Muhammad. Mike Muhammad, you're being paged to the front row, sir.
Okay, here we go. My turn.
Mo.
Here we go. Keep it. Right here. One more. Okay, very good. Spots everyone right here. One more for him. We're all set. We're going on 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and